Hold up.
Just to let you know that I'm working on the big ones. Once in a while, when we get to where we can't hardly stand anymore, he'll do us a little miracle. Just to let you know that he's working on the big one. Don't you?
How's it going, you guys? James Anthony here, otherwise known as James the Face, and welcome back to my channel! Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you joined me once again. I'm here to talk about the very interesting, very thought-provoking documentary that WOWPresentsPlus produced, which is The Eyes of Tammy Faye, the story of Tammy Faye Bakker. If you do not know who Tammy Faye Bakker is, this is the perfect documentary to know her life, to know what happened, and to know all of those good things, her impact on gay culture, and just her pioneering Christianity. And that's literally a loaded statement. So if you want to know more about that documentary and also see this beat and all these Tammy lashes. These are my Tammy lashes today. Because if you saw the documentary, you know she's iconic for her lashes. She's been wearing her lashes since the 60s, big and fluffy like this. Not minus the blue shadow. She wasn't doing all that. At least, I don't think. No, I take that back. She wore shadows and stuff. I take that back. Tammy was a beat woman. Yes, she was. So anyway, this is my homage to Tammy Faye Bakker. So if you want to know more about the documentary, okay, so I do want to take a moment and appreciate what Tammy Faye Bakker and her husband, Jim Bakker, did with Christianity. I do want to take a moment to point out that they brought an element to Christianity that, as they said in the documentary, not a lot of people did. This was comedy. This was like slapstick comedy in Christian spaces. That was unheard of at the time. And I believe people should take a page out of that book even today because, you know, religion is a little uptight. Sorry, again, I'm a preacher's kid and that's coming from me. Religion can be a little bit uptight, but they opened up a way for it still to be fun, for it still to be engaging, but still spirit-led and also with an element of Christianity to it so they can remain on the network and X, Y, and Z. What I also found very interesting was that they were some of the first, I believe the first pastor and wife or whatever you called them, I guess back then, that went out and sought after people that were of different denominations. So they didn't have just Lutheran. They had a whole bunch of people. They had evangelicals. They had, of course, Lutherans. They had Baptists. They had non-denominational. They had some of everybody join their congregation essentially, and it was something that was very inspiring because they are Caucasian, and in the time that they were doing it, it just was not being done. It was not being seen. It was not happening. And so they really cracked the code. I want to say this was around the 1960s, 1970s when they first started doing their endeavors in Christianity like this. And also the puppets, like, can we talk? Everyone loves puppets. I didn't know where that reference was from until I saw this particular movie. It was very interesting to see Tammy Faye Bakker's like personality and playing with the pup. It was just so refreshing. I hate that we lost her so early, but one thing that I really want to really highlight is that she made it a point to go outside of the evangelical community to go and rebuild her career. A lot of people would have tried to, you know, kiss the feet that are there and tried to get their positions back and go forth. But Tammy Faye went into the secular world. She started doing things in entertainment that propelled her even forward after the evangelicals, let's say that 3 times fast, after the evangelicals had done away with her and her husband due to that big scandal that they had. And if you guys don't know about the scandal that took place with Tammy Faye and her husband, apparently the story goes that her husband was embezzling money from the church, putting it in places that nobody was knowing, that nobody knew about. So the church ended up going bankrupt. Again, this is just a synopsis. So their church, the PTL, ended up going bankrupt. By the way, CeCe and BB Winans was also part of the PTL singers, like iconic. Anyway, so the church ended up going bankrupt. So what ended up happening is there's like funny sketches about it all over the internet. But what ended up happening was that Jim Bakker was going online like they do, like with the televangelists all the time, going on air, not online, going on air and asking for donations, asking for people to pour into this ministry. And then he was going as far as sending them a rice cake baby. Have they donated $100 or more or something to that effect? I thought that was very interesting back then. And Tammy Faye said in the documentary that was around the time where she had quickly realized that things were about to turn for the worse because the church started to go bankrupt, which ended up really turning out to be their undoing, because they had to go to court, they had to do this, they had to do that. I won't go all the way into it because, again, I do want you guys to go and see the documentary. It was excellent, excellent, excellent. But one thing that I also found very funny and like just amazing about Tammy Faye was that when she was talking about her experience on drugs, I want to say it was Adderall. Her experience on drugs was very interesting because she said, it was pleasant. She said, when I was there, I was pleasant mentally. I was pleasant. Like I saw cartoons and things like that. And then she also said that there was a dark side to it. There's a dark side mentally where you think that somebody's coming after you and all of that. And so being on those drugs, and then the cancer that she ended up having to endure. Tammy Faye is really a gay icon, like really a gay icon. She also ended up going and having her own talk show with another openly gay actor by the name of Jim Bullock, which I think is iconic because this is a woman that comes from the Christian church. And back then, especially, they were not merging with LGBTQ people like that at all. Like they are still very stringent like that to this day, some people. And so back then, Tammy Faye was really, really pioneering that, I guess, that border that people have between religious and Christianity and then the LGBTQ community. She was one of those people that put up a bridge to try to bridge those two people together. And in the documentary, she specifically says something that rings true today, which is that she doesn't view her co-host as gay. She views him as human, another human that God created, and God did not create any junk. I think that is something that we could be using and utilizing to our benefit today when we go and describe our brothers and sisters or people that are in the same ilk as us or not in the same ilk as us, just other human beings, I think that was very, very inspiring to see. Tammy Faye Baker, her story, my God, I am a church kid, but again, because I'm so young, her story was not always readily available to me until this documentary. It's so, so, so interesting. And then I find that a lot of evangelicals now that she's gone, have respect for Tammy because of the things that she did and the things that she pioneered. But we need to be doing that today. Last thing I want to say, though, on this documentary is that Tammy Faye's looks, like, can we talk about it? Tammy Faye's fashions were everything. I don't care if they're campy. I don't care if they're like, I don't care. They were like fabulous. Tammy Faye had a fabulous style until the day that she died. She always kept a very fun, upbeat spirit. There was always something very inviting about her, and her faith never wavered. There was times where she was going through things with her husband and the embezzling scandals and paparazzi and news reporters were all around their home in Palm Springs. At one time, they could not go anywhere by themselves without being caught and asked questions and things like that because of this huge scandal that had been taking place. And one thing that Tammy did say, though, when she stopped and talked to reporters, was that she is still standing on the solid rock she stands, or standing on the solid rock she stands. Yes, that's how it goes. I'm a church kid, right? I should know that. Yeah, I don't. Anyway, she was very, very headstrong in her religion. And I really appreciate people like that. Religion is something that a lot of people run away from. And especially these days, people want to be very progressive. I don't judge. I am still a believer. So I found that to be very inspiring. I found that to be something that I can cling to because she was having cancer and she said, I'm still trusting God. Her husband was cheating on her. Okay. Can we talk about it? Cheating on her. She still was believing God all through it. The news reporters were coming out with things about her husband. She still believed God through it. And she got remarried to the man that helped her husband out of the bind when he was cheating on his wife. Go and watch this documentary. Because I'm going to get ready to give it all away. It was that good. But I want to end this video by saying that people like Tammy Faye is what made Christianity what it is today. And I think that if people took a page out of her book or even her husband's book in terms of the adding something very new, very fresh, but still Christian to church, I think that would invite a lot more people back into the doors. I do not think that we had a great experience the last maybe 10, 15 years with Christian rap. That's a whole different conversation. If you guys want to go into like my issues with Christian rap, let me know because they're deep. But I think that if we authentically went and started doing fresh things to invite people back into God's house, that will be something that will be elevatory to the kingdom. And I think that ultimately Tammy Faye tried to do that with the time that she had here on earth. And I think that she did a very, very, very noble job at that. And I praise God that I was able to see this documentary on WOW Presents Plus. I keep plugging them like they're paying me. Wow, if you see this video, you know. find my email, okay? We could talk. But I do want to stop the video here and let you all know where to find me on social media at James the Face. And if you want to know more about this particular documentary or anything else, and let me know down in the comments what you guys want me to see next and review. I'm so excited to try this out on my channel. Again, let me know if you guys enjoy this. If not, we'll go in a different direction. But I've been watching a lot of television and stuff lately, and I just felt like I needed to share. So here we are. All right. All right. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. We like to say that just one.